This is the Jack Murphy Podcast. Here's your host, Jack Murphy.
Where do I begin? Well, let's begin with my butt, which is absolutely killing me. So I walk every day, and I got a request from one of our podcast viewers a couple of weeks ago, and I haven't addressed it, but he said, "Hey, I love your podcast and your walks in the woods, but how did you get started walking so much? Why do you do it?" And he said, "I know I need to be doing more for my health." And the answer is I started walking about 20 years ago. And I started because before that, I was a jogger. I didn't have as much time because of my work and my business I was running, but I would run 3 miles every day. It took me about 30 minutes, and I hated every minute of it. I dreaded it every day. I never liked it. But I tore my meniscus, and my doctor said, "You can't do it anymore." And I immediately noticed that I started gaining weight. So I started walking, and I just really got into it. It's a way for me to have free time. I mean, I started at about an hour a day, and now I'm up to an hour and a half, hour 45 a day. But it's really good for my mental health. It's a great time for me to think, just take the stress away, the social media away, be alone, be out in nature, breathing fresh air. But it has a lot of great health benefits. I mean, it's helped me keep my weight stable, my blood pressure's good, et cetera, et cetera. So when I don't do it, I feel bad about myself. And it's become such a habit that I want to do it no matter what the weather's like. And I went out to do it yesterday. Hold on, let me readjust my butt. I went out to do it yesterday. That was a mistake. I put on I got some boots with some big tread on them. They're insulated. I had on my ski bib, my ski jacket, a nice hat, hooked the dogs up to me, and I made it around the corner, ironically, to the exact same spot where the pit bull attack happened. I kid you not. And I had been walking in the snow where you get a lot of traction, and there was concrete in front of me that looked like it was just concrete. The minute I touched it, both legs straight up in the air, and it felt like it took forever. It was like the pit bull attack. It seemed like it lasted forever. In reality, it was only a few minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. But I felt like I was in the air forever before I hit right on my lower back butt. And how I didn't break something, I don't know. I laid there for just a little bit, 30 seconds or so, and I moved my feet, moved my legs, and said, "Okay, well, that's a good start." And I was able to get up. And it hurt like hell, don't get me wrong, and I'm very sore today, but I just got to learn. You can't do stupid stuff like that. So anyway, I look up and I notice I'm in front of this house, and I've met this guy once before, and he's got a Ring doorbell, and he has security cameras. And I said, I got to get that video and play it on the podcast. And so I went up and knocked on the door. He came to the door, chatted for a minute, and I said, "Hey, I'm out on a public, this has nothing to do with you. I'm not trying to sue you. I was on the public sidewalk, and I had a funny spill, and I see you got the Ring doorbell camera, and I have a podcast. I'd love to get the video to play on my podcast." And anyway, calls his wife in because is the person that deals with that. She goes to look for it, and while we're standing there, I told him about the pit bull thing, and he called her back and said, "And find the pit bull attack too." Now, so far, he hasn't been able to find it. If I get it, I promise you I'll play it. But I thought I would find a video that reminded me of how I felt yesterday when I fell on the ice. And I think these two have it down pretty good. Mommy. Yeah. I sounded exactly the same way. I mean, it's just, it's a helpless thing. Once the feet get out in front of the weight of your body, it just fly, and you just bam. It's terrible. So if you're somewhere where there is a lot of a lot of snow going on. Be careful. I wanted to show you how we got in the outside. You can see on my camera, there's still a lot of snow on the yards. The roads are pretty clear now. But this video was taken Saturday morning, like 9 or 10 o'clock, and it was just a blizzard, and it was this way all day long. Well, here it is, the emergency blizzard update here in Charlotte. The grocery stores are all everything's closing now, and let's just see what we got here. So I was sticking a measuring tape in the ground. We get right at 8 inches. Yeah. So far, and as you can see, it is still snowing like crazy. So it did that all day long and way into the night, Saturday night, and then it was free. It was like in the teens on Sunday, and nobody could get out or do anything. A little bit better yesterday, but the roads are fairly clear now, and everything's getting back to normal. But this was the first storm. I saw this on the news last night. It's interesting. First storm in North Carolina since 1980, where the entire state of North Carolina got at least an inch of snow. Now, here in Charlotte, we wound up with 11.4 inches, but there were places out west and north of us where they got 2 feet. It was a really, really bad storm.
Thank you so much. And as grateful as I feel, I honestly don't feel like I need to say anything, but that no one is illegal on stolen land.
So I don't know if you had a chance to see this over the weekend. There was a big heavyweight fight. Boxer Gerald Big Baby Miller was in a big heavyweight bout, which, by the way, he won by decision. But during the fight, he apparently was wearing a toupee, and no one knew. And the guy hit him so hard, the toupee came loose and was flapping up in the air.
Off his head, Sergio! Wow, that is going to make the rounds on social media. That's like a cartoon. Oh, my goodness gracious. It is a toupee.
And, you know, the guy had a great sense of humor about it. He took it off and threw it over to his corner, and he won by decision. And he was laughing about it after the fight and said, yeah, I wear a toupee. He said I used some different shampoo or something before the boxing match, and I guess it loosened the glue up or whatever. But he said, hey, I'm a comedian. You got to laugh at yourself. And he's right. You do. I mean, that could have been very embarrassing for most people, but he just laughed it off, had a good time with it, and was fine. And he won the fight to boot.
Hey, pal. Yeah, you. Hey, listen, don't be an asshole. Subscribe to the Jack Murphy podcast. Go ahead. Do it.
Speaking of entertainment, big concert announcement. Post Malone and Jelly Roll have announced a big joint concert at Bank of America Stadium here in Charlotte, which is coming up on Tuesday, June 9th. It's part of Post Malone's Big Ass Stadium Tour. And fans hoping to catch the show will have several chances to grab tickets ahead of the general on sale. When I know more, you'll know more here on the Jack Murphy podcast. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm a big fan of Costco. Let me readjust my butt again. It's starting to get kind of numb back there. I'm a big fan of Costco, and I can't go in there. I mean, if I ate more junk food, I would say I couldn't go in there without getting the chicken and a couple of the hot dogs. But I can't eat the hot dogs anymore. I don't eat processed food. But I never, whatever I'm going there for, it doesn't matter. I'll grab a chicken. You can't buy a chicken and cook it yourself and have it come out that good for $5. You just can't do it. I don't like to keep them. Like, I like to eat them when they're hot or make something with them when they're hot. You know, I buy the rotisserie chicken. I'll make chicken pot pie, chicken, and whatever I want, or just eat the chicken like it is. But I'll buy one of those chickens. Well, somebody's trying to ruin it for us. Some law firm They got a class action lawsuit going, and they're suing Costco over the chicken, claiming that the chicken is mislabeled. It says rotisserie chicken. That's all I need to know. And I can see it through the wrapping, and it looks tasty. It's cooked just right, and it's juicy and tasty. I can taste it almost through the wrapper. Well, apparently, on the label, it says preservative-free, but the lawsuit points out that there is sodium phosphate and carrageenan, I don't even know what that is, on the ingredient list, arguing they serve as preservatives. Plaintiffs claim that the no preservatives messaging appears in-store and on the packaging, influencing purchasing. By the way, the same law firm has sued Starbucks, Chobani, and Pepsi, all for the same thing, citing maybe they're right, but let's just get them to change the label. Let's not ruin the one great food value that's still left in America, and that's the Costco rotisserie chicken and the hot dog, if you like those. You tell me where you can get a better deal than that. I don't think there is one. So let's not ruin it for everybody. Just be one more reason for us to hate lawyers. There was real sad news over the weekend. The lady from Home Alone, Catherine O'Hara, passed away. She had this really strange, I guess it's a disease, but more of a, what would you call that? Her body was not right from birth, and she didn't know it. She had this rare disorder. Let me see if I can pronounce it here. I saw the name of it here just a minute ago. Guess I was looking at something else that had the name of it. Anyway, basically what the deal was, all her organs were in the wrong place. It was like a mirror. Everything was backwards inside her body. She didn't even know she had the condition until she was an adult. And she was 71, and apparently she'd been having some health problems as of late. She'd been getting a lot of lung infection, sinus infection. Her skin was turning blue, wasn't getting enough oxygen, etc. But a big fan of hers. Loved her in that Schitt's Creek comedy that she did. That was very funny. It kind of reminded me, do you remember a basketball player? He was a phenomenal basketball player. It was like he had the ball attached to his hand with a handle or a string. Pistol Pete Maravich. He was the most exciting basketball player of my youth by far. Part of that was probably because he was the only white basketball player that was any good, but he had a handle on the ball, and he was great in college. I think he was from Louisiana, and then he went on to play pro ball, did really, really well. He was shooting threes back when not a lot of people were, and making all those crazy passes and everything. But after his career, he did some weird things. Like he one time went up on the roof of his house and painted a message to aliens or something up on his house. He may have kind of gone crazy as he got a little bit older, but he died at a pretty young age. He died at age 40 back in 1988. He had a sudden heart attack. And when they did the autopsy, they found out he had a previously undiagnosed condition that revealed he was born with only one right coronary artery instead of the standard two. Now, remember when this happened, these doctors were all just shaking their head saying, number one, I can't believe he lived to be 40. Number two, I can't believe he could compete in any sport at any level without that artery, much less at the level that he did in college in the NBA. Because I guess, you need that coronary artery to deliver blood to be oxygenated to get to your brain and so forth. So, again, he never knew he had it until he was dead and they did the autopsy. So go get a checkup.
Before I say thanks to God, I'm going to say eyes out.
Let's go to the political news, the crazy news, the liberal left-wing Trump derangement syndrome update here on the Jack Murphy podcast. Let's start with Minnesota. What's the latest in Minnesota? The federal prosecutors are there. They're getting ready to interview some of the officials in Minnesota, and people are still out protesting ICE, but you know, the people that don't know how to protest, I guess you just use whatever talent you have. And so these guys are doing a little drum circle up in Minneapolis. Let's take a look at that. All right. ICE, it's called the Ice Out Drum Protest. With apparently horns are included as well. People are just nuts. They're just absolutely nuts. What else is going on? In Philadelphia, have you seen the police chief there? She's called a press conference. I think I saw it Friday or Saturday, and she announced that if ICE comes to Philadelphia, they'll be sorry. She's not going to cooperate, and she'll arrest them. She'll take their masks off and everything. And, you looked at her and you thought, she doesn't seem very, professional. And then somebody sent this to me over the weekend. It's a Philadelphia. They're having a tough time hiring police officers in Philadelphia. But this is a Philadelphia Police Department recruiting video.
Live in the building. I dance, you ready? Where them fans at? Where them fans at? Where them fans at? Hit me one time.
That's her in the middle, by the way.
I got my boots on the ground. Yeah.
I mean, shouldn't it be where them tasers at, where them stun guns, where them pistols at? But it's fans. Fans don't scare criminals. I hate to tell you, they don't. And police officers, they don't do a lot of dancing. So I'm not sure what they're going for with that, but I just don't think it inspires the kind of people that you want to be police officers to come and apply for the job. You know, if you're some guy that's not 50 pounds overweight, like a lot of people in that picture are, you're in good shape, maybe you're in the military, maybe you see that and say, I don't want to do the boots on the ground dancing. I want to protect the citizens and serve the citizens. It's not going to make you want to come and be a Philadelphia cop. I got a post on Instagram. I saw this young lady, and she was describing why white, left-wing, liberal women in America, and around the world for that matter, are the way they are. And I heard this, and I'll tell you, I think she is spot on the money. Listen.
Don't come on my page and say that people should be in this country legally. Don't do it.
No! He shot her because she was queer.
Oh.
Are we f***ing great yet? Are we a great country? Is this one? It's f***ing great.
A lot of people are wondering right now how in the world a person's brain ends up like this, because this is not how healthy, happy people act. Let me explain. Liberal women are what happens when the natural female instinct to nurture and defend and care for gets misdirected away from families and children and misapplied to whatever the liberal cause of the weak is. See, women have an innate instinct to support and emotionally connect to vulnerable people. We are designed to be mama bears. And in the absence of a stable and healthy home and family, A woman will find a place to put all of that. The natural instinct to sacrifice yourself for your children gets misapplied in all the wrong directions. You want to know why so many liberal women are out there playing hero for criminal aliens and gender-confused perverts and cultures that hate them? It's because they believe they have identified groups of people who need them when no one else does. We destroyed the family, and we handed a generation of women a bunch of feminist lies and progressive slop in its place. And this is the natural result.
Spot on the money. I've never heard a better description. Spot on the money. Good job. Well, a lot of these big artist groups now, they, the ones that have been around for a long time, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, the Eagles, country artists, same way. Garth Brooks has done it. Rascal Flatts is the latest. Rascal Flatts, the Eagles are famous for it. They say, "Oh, this is this is going to be the last run, the last concert tour ever of the Eagles." And, everybody goes and buys tickets, and they're very expensive. They sell out these huge arenas all over America. And that's it, last show. Then about a year and a half, 2 years later, I guess Don Henley calls up the living members and Vince Gill. And he goes, "Hey, boy, we sure made a lot of money on that last run tour. I wonder if we could do last run tour part 2. And everybody goes, "Yeah, that would be great." And I think they're on like their third farewell tour right now at the Sphere in Vegas. As a matter of fact, I'm surprised that we haven't had some lawyers come out and sue them. Some sort of class action lawsuit. My client thought this was the final show the Eagles were ever going to do and paid an exorbitant price, more than he normally would have, because he thought it was the last chance ever to see them, and they just keep on doing shows. Well, Rascal Flatts, they had a guy, Gary LaVox. He had that beautiful big high tenor voice like I'll think of it in a minute. Anyway, they retired. They broke up. They quit touring. And it's probably been 10 years since Rascal Flatts played anywhere. Well, they're back. And I don't know if Gary has lost his voice or if Gary didn't show up to practice, or I don't know what it was, but they're getting a lot of blowback from fans that paid a lot of money for tickets to go see this show. That's awful. I mean, I saw an interview a couple of weeks ago with, he's a big star now, and he said, I don't want to mention any names, but he said, when I was getting started, I would go to these big festivals, or I'd be an opening act for this major player. And he goes, and I was stunned, because all these artists that you look up to and you think, God, they're such great singers. He said they were all using backing vocal tracks, which means they didn't have to sing. The mic's on, but the band's playing, but there's a vocal track pre-recorded playing, which seems to me it's a ripoff. It's supposed to be a live concert. And he said the last one that he did, this particular artist had 6 different auto-tune switches out on the stage. So he could move around anywhere on the stage and use the auto-tune so that his voice sounded good. Somebody needs to teach Gary from Rascal Flatts that trick. Ugh.
This is a picture of Jack Murphy's actual personal computer. It has 128K of memory and 400 kilobytes of floppy disk storage. This is also the one he uses to produce the Jack Murphy podcast. Oh, that explains a lot.
Well, there's a couple down in Florida. I think they got a pretty good lawsuit. We need to get our friend Drew Brown from Greensboro Law Center on the phone because I think they got a really good lawsuit. They went to an IVF clinic, and they're a white couple, and the husband made his donation, and they got the eggs from the wife, joined them together, and froze them, and at some point after that, they inserted one, and they had a little baby, a healthy little baby. The only problem was the healthy little baby is black, and they're both white. Now, we know the way that in vitro fertilization works, neither one of them was cheating. So what happened? Well, it had to be that there was some sort of a mix-up at the in vitro fertilization clinic. So probably somewhere out there, there's a pregnant African-American woman who's going to have a white baby pretty soon. Or whenever she gets to that egg, she'll have a little white baby. Now, this is a really bad situation because now this couple has this little baby. They're going to get attached to it. I mean, what if 6 months from now, the African-American couple uses their egg, she gets pregnant, and then 9 months later, they have a little white baby? What are you going to do then? Is the clinic going to contact them and say, hey, sorry, we had a mix-up. Your baby's over here. It's 1.5 years old now. This white couple's been raising it. His name is Jimmy. And would you like to swap? It's all good. Just swap babies and everything will be fine. I mean, that's a mess. So I'll keep following this case very closely for you here on the Jack Murphy podcast. Well, I don't know about the rest of you. I mean, I enjoyed the snow because we haven't had any in so long, but yeah, I'll be honest with you. It's been a cold winter. I'm not a cold weather person anymore. I like to be outside in nature. And when it's cold, it's not as fun. And when it's snowy and icy, you wind up sitting on a pillow like I'm doing today because my ass is hurting from falling in the ice. I mean, I'm ready for the sun to come back because I'd like to get out there and sun my perineum a little bit, wouldn't you?
My name is Tara, and I'm addicted to sunning my perineum. The perineum being the area between your genitals and your butthole. Do you want to join me for some sunning?
I'll let you sun because it's your thing.
There are some strange people roaming around out there free in America, all over the world for that matter. All right, well, listen, thank you for joining us today on the Jack Murphy podcast with a sore butt. If you haven't, subscribe, like the video. Tell a friend about the podcast. Help your buddy Murph out. I'm almost at 600 subscribers now. And we will be back tomorrow, Lord willing, with another episode of the Jack Murphy podcast.
Thanks for watching the Jack Murphy podcast. Remember to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Go ahead, ring it. Get alerts when a new episode drops, and tell your friends about the Jack Murphy podcast. But only the cool friends, please. Tune in next time for another episode of the Jack Murphy podcast.